Hello and welcome to revision video part 6 of the online world. A few more to go and then we've done the whole lot. So this one is just on email, fairly short one, so it shouldn't take too long. I've said that a lot, I know, but hopefully this one shouldn't be too bad. Okay, so let's get going. Email. So what we're talking about is how email works. We're going to talk about SMTP, which is a protocol or a rule that email use. We're going to talk about POP3, which is also another protocol. We're going to talk about IMAP, which is a third protocol. So we're going to do 3 protocols at the start. And we're also going to talk about the advantages and drawbacks of email. And we're going to talk about the store and forward method of email, which some people use. Not so many people now, but you do in certain circumstances. So we'll have a little look at those. Right, how email works. You start off at your PC and you want to send somebody an email. So you type in all the email, put in the email address, everything else like that, and then you send it off. What happens is you use a protocol called SMTP, which is Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. And that is a protocol that's used, or a set of rules that's used to send that email to your email server, which then sends it across the internet to the person who's going to be receiving its email server. The email server is where all of your emails are either sent to be sent off, or they're sent to be received and then given to the correct person. So SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, that's what you use to send the mail out to the mail server. The email server then sends it across the internet and goes to the receiving email server. How does it know which one to send it to? That's all part of the email address. So if you think of an email address, like my email address is john.jessup@colchester.ac.uk. Now, our email server is colchester.ac.uk. So that's how it knows which one to send it to. So if you were sending an email to me, you would send it to the colchester.ac.uk email server, and because it's part of the email address, it will know where to send it. And the john.jessup bit, once it gets there, tells it who it needs to send to on its own mail server. So it will send it to the institute and say, well, who do I send it to now? I've got it to the institute, I've got it as far as that. Where does it need to go? And it needs to go to me, and because it's got the correct email address and it's got my name in the email address, it will then be sent on to me. So, SMTP, sending it to the email server. Goes across the internet, it then gets to the receiving email server, who then sends it to you. And it will send it to you in one of 2 ways. One is called POP3, which is called, POP stands for Post Office Protocol. Bit of confusion with point of presence when we were talking about the internet and stuff before, but this is a different POP. This is Post Office Protocol, and it generally has the 3 on the end, so you know the difference between POP and POP3. But POP3, Post Office Protocol, this sends me the email and it will delete the email from the server when it does it. The other way you can do it is you can do it using IMAP, or Internet Message Access Protocol. That still sends the information to me, but it keeps a copy of the message on the server. Now, why would you want to do that? Mainly because it depends on how you actually access your email. If you access your email just on your computer, then probably it makes sense for it to be downloaded onto your computer and then be taken off the server, because you won't need it anywhere else. If you check it on your computer, you check it on your laptop, you check it on your phone. If you send it to your computer, download it on your computer, and you've used POP3, then what will happen is it will delete it, and then when you go back to look at it with your phone, it won't be there anymore. You'll only be able to see it on your computer. So by leaving copies of the messages on the server, if you're looking at your email on multiple devices, then you can get information from the server when you log onto a new device. So you'll go look at it on your computer, it'll download it onto your computer, you look at it on your phone, it's still on the server, you can download it onto your phone as well. So these are the 3 you need to worry about. So SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, that's the one that sends the email to the person. POP3 is how you receive an email from your server, but it deletes the message from the server. And IMAP is when you receive the message from the server, but it keeps a copy of the message on there. Okay, so that's the 3 that you need to know, and that is how email works. So, advantages and disadvantages of email. There are a bit of both for both of them. So, on the advantages, obviously, it's quite fast compared to regular post. Stick a stamp on something, lucky if it gets there within a day or 2. Email, almost instantaneous. Also, you can send it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, 365 and a quarter if you want to go for leap years. But anytime you want, you can send it. There's no postman that's going to moan at you because you've sent it in the middle of the night. Not going to happen. You can also send attachments. Attachments can be quite large, can be sort of 15 megabytes or so. So you can send quite a lot of information over email if you need to. If you're using webmail, so webmail is not where you log onto your email program on your computer, but when you log on to the internet and you log into your account through a web page. That means that anywhere that you've got an internet connection and you can access the internet, you'll be able to go to that web page and get to your email. So you can get it anywhere you've got an email address, or sorry, not an email address, anywhere you've got an internet connection, whether that be in a cafe somewhere, on your mobile phone, wherever you might have it, you'll be able to get hold of your email and send and receive emails from there. You can also find that it's pretty cheap, because if you've already got broadband, it's basically free, because you're already paying for broadband. It's not going to cost you any more to do that. If you're doing it on your mobile, depending on your data rates and what you do, it might charge you something, but it's still probably going to be cheaper than it would be to use a stamp or something like that. You can also send to more than one person at once. So you just put loads of people's email addresses in the to list at the top if you want them all to see the message with the same kind of reasoning behind it. You can also use CC and BCC as well. Normally when you have your email program, you have the to box, then you have CC underneath and BCC underneath that. Sometimes you need to unhide the BCC. CC stands for carbon copy. Basically it just means it sends a copy of that email to someone else. And you think, well, I can do that by putting their name in the to box. But in business, what you use carbon copy for is if you're letting somebody know about an email, but they don't actually have to do something with it. So for instance, if I was going to put a nice reward in for someone, saying that they've worked really, really hard, we were going to treat them to a trip to the bowling alley or something like that. That's probably not going to happen. But if that happened, I would send an email to that person saying, right, this is when your trip is, it's going to be great fun, this is where you need to be, this is when it's going to be all good. What I would also do is probably put a CC message in to their other tutors, or the tutor that might be teaching that person at the time, just to tell them that that person's had that email. Now they're not going, the tutor isn't going to the bowling alley themselves, so they don't need to act on that email, it's just there for their information. So that's why you use CC, instead of just putting it in the to box. BCC sends a copy, but you don't know, or the person that you've sent the copy to originally doesn't know that you've been sent it as well, so it doesn't show up. If you put lots of people in the to box, everybody knows who that email has been sent to. If you put people's name in the BCC box, then you don't see all the other email addresses. So that might be because you want to keep something a secret from somebody, so I'm going to send this to this person. I also want this person to know that I've done it, but I don't want the first person to know I've sent them an email as well. You could do that. Or more commonly, if you're sent emails from companies, they'll have many people on their emailing list, like Amazon will have thousands and thousands of people that they email every day. You don't want to have all of their email addresses attached to your email, because one, it would be a pain because you'd have a massive great list of people's email addresses, and two, it's against the law for Amazon to do that because they're giving out other people's information without their permission. So you put it in the BCC box, then you get the email, hundreds and thousands of other people get the email as well, but you don't know that they've got it and you haven't got their email address. So that's why you use BCC. So those are all advantages. The disadvantages, obviously, whoever you're sending the email to needs to have an internet connection. Should hopefully go without saying, but you never know. They might be moving house, they might have lost their internet, could be power cut, any sorts of reasons like that, or they may just not be in. So if they're not connected to the internet at the time, they're not going to get it until they're next connected. Also, viruses. Viruses are spread with attachments on emails all the time. So if you ever get an email from somebody that you don't know saying, oh, look at this is amazing, don't open it, because it will probably kill your computer and then send the same virus to everybody else that's in your address book, and that won't make you very popular with them. So viruses are spread in attachments all the time, so make sure you don't open any attachments from people you don't know or ones you're not expecting. Also, you get a lot of phishing, and that is spelled correctly, it is supposed to be PH phishing. Phishing and scam emails where you're pretending to be someone else. I've had 2 or 3 lots of emails from Lloyds Bank telling me, oh, there's been an update with your account, you need to log into, re-log into your account to let us know what your password, or to sort out your password, otherwise your account will be frozen, all this kind of doom and gloom stuff. And they're saying, just click on this link, you can put in all your details or your login details, and then we'll be fine. The thing is, I don't have a Lloyds Bank account, so I know that's not real. And normally, if you look at these emails, if you actually look at the email address of the person that sent them, it's not usually the official bank one. If you're in any doubt, email the company, don't reply to this email the company that was supposed to have sent it to you, and just double check that you've been sent that email, because lots of people have been caught out like that before. And the last one is, the last disadvantage is, or last couple of disadvantages, are there's no guarantee that it's going to be read immediately. If the person's out or on holiday, they may not get that message until they're back into work, or if they're off ill or something like that, they may not be getting that information. And also there's the dreaded spam email. No matter what you do on the internet, as soon as you start buying things, you're going to get caught at some time with getting some spam email. I get quite a lot of spam. Most of the time I just get it sent off to a junk folder automatically. But yeah, just lots and lots of rubbishy emails that you don't want anymore. Some of them you can block, some of them you can't. You can get special anti-spam software which will cut down the amount you get, but some still gets through, but it's not too much. So, advantages and disadvantages of emails all covered. Right, last bit then. The store and forward method. So, what this does, rather than you want to send an email and it sends it straight away, what it does is it will store it in the mail server or somewhere similar and just wait for a while until it's got a whole load of messages, and then it will send them all those messages at once. Now, this is quite good if you don't have a very stable connection. So, for instance, if you're working on I don't know, if you're in the middle of the woods somewhere and you're sending emails through, you've got a bushcraft business that works in the woods, and they're trying to send emails to and from people, but their internet connection is rubbish because they're in the middle of the woods. Then you wouldn't want to try and send the thing immediately because you may not have any connection at the time. So what it will do is it will store it, wait until there's a decent connection, then it will forward it all in one go. So for that kind of thing, it's quite useful. Most businesses now have a stable enough internet connection not to need this, but there are some that do. The main problems with it is, one, doesn't leave any backups behind. So once you've sent those emails, there's no copies of them left behind. So you've got a bit of a problem with that. So if something didn't go through for some reason, or you sent it to the wrong person, had to send it again, you wouldn't have a copy of that email, you'd have to rewrite it. Also, it adds a delay on the amount of time, because obviously it's not being sent immediately. It's waiting until all the others are ready to go, and then it sends a whole lot off. And also, this technique can be used by internet or email spammers. This store and forward thing can get around some of the anti-spam software, so some spammers use it as well, so not very nice for that. And that's it for email, all done. So we'll finish this one here and we'll go on to the next video. I'll be doing it in a couple of minutes, but you will look at it whenever you decide to look at it. So see you in the next one. Bye.